Hi there, scrapbookers and creative friends. I'm Linda Petuch. I'm a Creative Memories Independent Advisor in Jupiter, Florida. And today I want to share an idea with you that I had about using our punches, primarily the Border Maker cartridge punches that I did in my last video. But this time I'm going to change it up a little bit. I know there are a lot of YouTube channels out there. I follow a lot of them with some great ideas for layouts and for album flip throughs and new products and so forth. But I try to make like a little bit of a different twist on how to use our products. So today I want to share with you something I call storybook corners. A couple of borders snuck in there, but storybook corners, a different way to use our fabulous Creative Memories products. And I'm going to show you some samples. I'm going to show you how I decided to make some of these, and I'm going to challenge you to think out of the box. I know that's a very old, stupid expression, but it's true. I want you to think of a different way of using your borders to convey a thought about the page that you're going to be making. Just another way to use the products and get the max use out of them. So come along with me on this little journey as we look at storybook corners. Okay. So before I show you how I use the Border Maker cartridge system as a corner maker, I want to just show you, in case you're not familiar with it, this is the holder for the paper, and this is what makes this such a wonderful tool to use. You open up this little tray, and this is going to line up your paper. There are two magnets here that hold the paper in place. Once you slide it in, get it to the edge, put the magnet down, then we're going to fold this back out of the way. And you see these notches that are in here? They are going to align with these little knobs that are sticking out of the Border Maker cartridge. So what you do is you take the housing, you pop it in, Creative Memories logo goes inside, so the little knobs are sticking out, you hear that click, and then these are going to interact right with and hook right into these little notches, little holes in here. And you just press down. It is really best to pull your paper out and then go back in. It's generally, if you're doing the entire border, it's 6 punches. Okay, and then I have my little border of grass. Now this is one of those cartridges that punches and holds on to the paper. So then what you can do is you can use your 12-inch trimmer and trim that off to the length that you want it to be. And then you can place it on a background color or on a piece of white cardstock or directly onto your scrapbook page, whatever makes you happy, okay? So that's how you use it as a border maker. But when we're making corners, I'm going to use the same piece of paper, and we're going to take our little fur babies out to the grass. So I already have the cartridge in here with the grass in it. Let me get the little paw prints, put it in the other one just to save time. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to decorate. I'm going to start with this corner. So I think I would like to have my paw prints on the inside. So you're going to turn your cartridge over so that you can see it. And you just insert it in there, and you use it like a punch now, not like a border system. And I'm going to start it so that the edge of the cartridge maker system is at the edge of the paper. I'm going to dump that out so you don't want it to get stuck in there. And then I'm going to turn it to the side. And now here the puppies can be walking around the corner. If you want it to be the same direction, then you can turn your paper over so that they're going toward each other. Since it's a corner, let's do them toward each other. All right, so I'm going to do that here. And now here I'm just going to start this at the edge of where the print was. Pop that out so it doesn't get stuck in there. Then I have my puppies. Now I'm going to use the grass. Have them walking in the grass, out of the grass. And over here, same thing. There's no exact way to do this. You do you. There's no right or wrong way to scrapbook. Noreen Smith says that all the time. Okay, so now you can see on this one, that little edge came off. So I'm going to use my precision point scissors. Which I can't find, so I'll use my other scissors. You just need a pair of scissors. And I'm going to just snip this off so that it's the same on both sides. Okay, and then you already have a story corner that then would be a wonderful way to show photos of taking your puppy for a walk. Maybe the family does it, maybe you go to the dog park, whatever, then you can do it this way. And you can always change the order. It's totally up to you. But that's what I'm talking about when I talk about a story corner. You can do the same thing down here. You can make them closer together because you're going to be working upside down. You can it's kind of a hit and miss, but that's okay. And then you can make it closer to the edge, and you could do the same thing. You just have to be careful that you don't overlap. So that's what I'm talking about with story corners. So now I'm going to get some of my samples to show you. One more thing I want to tell you before I show you the examples, I just remembered. When you're going to adhere this, I would highly recommend you use a repositionable tape. And you know, if you got one of these silicone mats, or if you've got the bigger one, if you don't have a mat like this, you can use a piece of parchment paper, or what I did, this is the cardboard that comes inside the album cover. I covered it with parchment paper, and then I have a nice firm surface to work on, and the repositionable tape will not stick to this. It will only stick to your paper, so it's a win-win. I have labeled my samples so I don't forget to tell you which border cartridges they are. But I'm going to tell you to use whatever you have, or see what's available now, and just start with wherever start at the beginning, meaning whatever you have. Okay, so with this one I chose to do sun castles and flip-flops, and you can easily see here this tells a story of the day at the beach. I used one of the mat cards to add like a journaling. You don't even have to journal it. Put a couple of photos. You of course could use 4x4s or 4x6, a couple of 4x4s, but it leaves it open. But obviously this has set the tone. We know that this is the day at the beach. It tells a story in our little corner, which when you do both corners like this, it actually does end up to be a corner border. The next one, also I started with beach. Next one was the sea stars and the kissing fish, using some summer collection. I went in my stash and used all different summer papers that I had. So on this one, I love the tropical colors when you use kind of a coral orange and this teal color. I just think it's so pretty together. And living in the tropics, it just is one of my favorite color combos. So here I use the sea star and the little fish, kissing fish. And again, some of the summer collections. Here's my little journaling mat, pre-made journaling mat that comes with the mat cards and embellishments, or embellishments. More of the beach. If you got the secret box, number 2, it had the lighthouse in there. Now, this is the only sample page that I made, or the only 2 samples. I made 2 pages with the lighthouse, but it's the only one I made using the individual cartridge, not the border maker system, but the individual border punches. And then I decided I would just do the one I had already done it. I would share it with you, so you know that you can do that with any of the border makers. Just look at what you have. So you could have it like this. You could have it individual pages. I use a lot of the top loading pages, so you could easily put these together, drop them in the top loading pocket, and you have 2 pages decorated. It's using the, this was, hang on, tidal waves. This is the tidal waves. I love it. It's such a graceful punch for the waves. Okay, and these were, I want to say vitamin C, and that might be a mix of vitamin C and I don't think it's any serene waters. I believe that's vitamin C. So older collections that I had bits and pieces of, use your scraps, use it all. Here we have, this one is another summertime, and here's our beautiful new dolphin border that we have available, so pretty. And then I just added a couple of embellishments. This was from the summer embellishment mixed with the sea. And I did use the platinum shimmer because dolphins do have that beautiful shimmery gray skin, so I really want to honor them, and that's what I did here. This one is the rolling waves and the dolphin. I mix it with the dolphin. And I want to show you this because On the others, I pretty much put a full piece of cardstock behind it, but on this one, I decided to save paper. This is a Serene paper from Serene Waters, and so is this. So instead, I just cut this piece, little L-shaped piece, so that it would make a backing for what I had punched out. So you can conserve paper that way, and it'll keep it from getting too heavy as well. But look, I have room for 3 pictures. I have embellishments. I've already started telling my story. When we were at the beach or we were out in the boat, we saw the dolphins, which is a lovely thing to see. And this one I did because from Serene Waters, they didn't limit it just to salt water. So Life is Better at the Lake, I used our canoe punch, and which one was that? Oh, this is not actually a wave paper. It's called Elements Edge, but I like that. I thought it made a neat wave. And again, from Serene Waters, some of the little fishes to make it very lakey, out in the lake, in the canoe in the lake. A different story. Here are those puppies, footprints and paw prints. This was from Feeling Bright, and in this case, I decided to do opposite corners. I mean, really, the sky's the limit. You do whatever you want. But this is just such a happy thing because our puppies are so happy when we're out walking that I wanted to use happy, bright colors. And this is, yeah, this is a full sheet of cardstock. Okay, so then I care so much about pollinators, and I wanted to mix the honeycomb and a flower, but the only border I had that kind of looked like it would be a nice flower for the bees was this poinsettia edge. It is a flower, poinsettia is a flower. So I used poinsettia edge and this sunshine paper because, you know, pollinators are solar powered. They come out when the sun is shining. So for this one, I used the Feeling Bright, and I have some of the embellishments from that. And this is our little wonderful little bumblebee punch that we had, I want to say for National Scrapbook Day, maybe 2022. And it just makes a wonderful thing. And what happened was I couldn't stop. Oh, there's a foam square. I do have these little bees are popped up on foam square. And if you have a balloon punch is the perfect size to put a little yellow in the abdomen of your bee so they look authentic. And I added a few little movement lines because they don't hold still. And as you see, I couldn't stop and I ended up making an entire frame. But look at that, that leaves that entire center area for a couple of large photos, for 4x4s, a couple of 4x6s, and I did pop this up on foam squares, the little happy moments, because then if you have a photo, it can slide underneath there. So that's a good way to do it when you make your pages ahead of time. Okay, so now I kind of broke away a little bit, and I decided to use the simple leaf chain and the rose, but instead of making it a corner with the leaves like I did on my practice, I thought, you know what, I'm going to have something really pretty in the center. So I did the red roses here and the cardstock behind it, and then I used the matching cardstock. This is that jumbo circle. I used the inside circle with the red blade so it's the closest and makes the biggest circle you can. And then I just used a pencil to make marks. At 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 9 o'clock, and then just punched in between. Doesn't have to be perfect, but this would really feature a special photo here in the middle, or a journal box, or a title page for maybe an activity or something. But I thought it was just a different way of using the punches. So now you've got 4 corners with those beautiful roses and the leaves that those roses need. Okay, so this is not really a theme. This is just the brocade chain. The brocade chain used as a decorative, to decorate the corner. And the reason I like this is because you could line it up this way as a double page, or you could do it this way. Okay, so the different ways that you can turn it, it makes it very flexible. But the reason that I wanted to show you this one too is because this one, I took my 12x12 paper. I'm going to turn this over and we're going to pretend that we're going to cut it. We're not going to cut it, but I put the 12x12 paper, I put it in here, and you pull it down and line it up right here on this wonderful 45-degree angle line. If you line this up here, put this down, you can cut, and then this triangle that's left over is what you end up punching, and that's how I ended up with these beautiful dark blue with the teal. Something just different. It's just pretty, and that still gives you, first of all, you have a lot lot of motion in this, and it gives you room for at least 3 photos, 2-3 photos. But, and I didn't put mats because I'm not sure how I'm going to use this yet, but I have the pages ready for when I am. Okay, I couldn't resist doing some holidays now. So on this one, this is Happy Hauntings, and I use a lot of the top loading pockets, so I decided to make a double. So on this side, Happy Hauntings, this paper was so pretty that I decided to make it part of the design. And since these were bats flying around in the sky, I thought, oh, I'll add the little owls. Didn't want to punch over those bats, so I made my story corner a little more simple, a little simpler, but you still have the whole story there. And I use this little box to decorate, so we know it's Halloween, for Happy Halloween. And on this side, again, going with that night sky, dark night sky, Halloween night, and the ghosts, I use the ghosts for mats. And so here I use the bats and stars, and then that starry. And because this was a little bit funky where they met, so I just took my scissors and I just added some curves so that it would make it a little more finished look than that just kind of a cut off with a straight. So you can feel free to do that if you want. Makes it a little bit of fussy cutting, but not too bad. Okay, now this one was more of a spring design, just general spring. And I used that beautiful dotted banner chain that was a recent, that came out with the Enchanted collection. And I decided I wanted to use that with Vivid Melodies to make a double page spread. So you see, it's very simple, but these story corners kind of makes it look like a stage, like you're like a theater stage. And you've got room for 6 photos, a journaling box, and a beautiful embellishment. I really am happy with that. Very simple to do, but you see, again, it's that making a story corner, telling a little story before you ever get there. We're at the stage theater. Okay, I'm a crazy Christmas person. So this, I use seasonal sightings. I use the spiked evergreen and the ornaments on here. And I also, of course, some of the seasonal sightings embellishments. And this paper, okay, it's a little bit busy, but you know, you're gonna have a photo on top of it, so you'll just see the edges of it. I'll trim my photos to just show a little bit of that edge. And I did prepare this to go in a top loading pocket. So the back of this paper, the back of this paper is what's showing through my candy cane and stocking punch. And here I have a little a tree theme here, okay? And so I use the tree mat that I can use. I can put a photo on it, or I can add, probably would be a photo. Or I might leave it for decoration. Who knows? Who knows? But it's open. But at least I have 2 photos. I have a journaling spot. I have very important sentiment on there. And if you had a small photo, even a couple of little photos, or a fussy cut photo, it would show the trees there nicely. But that's ready now for a drop-in top loading pocket, double-sided. Okay, let's tell another story with our candy canes and our candy canes and stockings on here. And because it was Deck These Halls, I decided to deck these halls with this wonderful colored light paper. This always reminds me a little bit of watermelon, but by putting this on top, I think it makes it look a lot more Christmassy. Again, seasonal sightings. And on the back, again, for the top loading pocket. These, I believe, are Joy to the World, but all the Christmas things work very well together. The gingerbread punch. Okay, the gingerbread punch was a little bit of an issue. I wanted to do gingerbread in the corner up here, but if I did that, you know, here the knot, it would be upside down. So I decided to cut a triangle, like I showed you on the angle on the 12-inch trimmer, and then I just did them around here. And you know, when Santa comes to our house, he gets gingerbread because we love gingerbread, and those are the cookies he eats, so I have them there, right by Santa's sleigh. Okay, so again, that's another one, double one with our little story corner. It's all about the gingerbread. Okay, for winter, I decided to use the rolling hills and this beautiful snowflake chain. Look how pretty that is. I mean, it's just a nice little touch. Tells a story, tells our story. Then we use this beautiful winter, this is winter woods. So we use, you know, so it has the greens in there and that deep, beautiful blue on there. This is just on, it's just on designer paper. It's just on top of the blue designer paper underneath. So this is not too heavy either. It's not going to make your book too thick. And let's see. Oh, for fall, pumpkins and apples. Oh my goodness. Some of the best things about fall are pumpkins and apples. Pumpkin spice, man, I'm crazy for pumpkin spice. So this is some Golden Harvest embellishments. This is an old CM fall paper, but again, as I say, use your stash, use what you have to tell your stories and make your pages. This is on a Golden Harvest paper, and for using the drop-in pocket, I can very easily add to this. I didn't embellish this anymore because I'm going to wait to see whether I'm going to put it down on a page, or if I'm going to drop it in and add some more decorations on there. But there's a little fall story corner. And here we have, now this one, I thought the heart chain and the little jammies. This could easily be for a baby's birthday, for a baby shower, just celebrating something that your adorable baby or family member's baby did. Happy polka dot paper. Here's a wonderful place to tell the story. But who doesn't love little babies? They're just irresistible. Okay. Hearts and gems. Okay. And now I use the picture this, especially for now, this time of the year, maybe people taking road trips and so forth. Here we have road trips and photos. They really go together. Not while you're driving, pull off to the side of the road. But yeah, so then I use the embellishments from picture this for this road trip. And now I have mats, and I use the same designer paper as I did for the background to put on top of the oval. I'd cut 2 ovals and then added that here. And it's a great way to be together on the road. And you can have space now for 3 lovely pictures from your trip. And last but not least, I have a birthday celebration. But if you look carefully, this is an adult birthday celebration because we're not serving our babies wine. So I use the wine and the cupcakes just because, okay, it's always about the babies. Let's do something for the adults. And we know nothing can stop a birthday celebration. So I just used a mixture of the different colors and made a story corner because, you know, red wine and chocolate cupcakes, ooh, that's a really great combo. That's what I thought of when I did this one. So anyway, I hope you liked this idea of a story corner using your punches, not just to make a border, but to just put a little touch to add, sets the tone for your pages. Now, I am going to post photos of all these different layouts, so if you want to stop the video and look at them, feel free to use them either as an inspiration, or if you want to copy them, be my guest. That's perfectly fine. Use whatever papers and borders you have. Now, if you do need to shop, I would love if you shopped with me. If you do not have an advisor, I will put my link, my shopping link on there. I will also put the link for the Border Maker cartridge system and some of the papers and things that you would need. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you will continue to follow me. I appreciate you spending your time with me. If you are not a subscriber yet, please become one. I would like that. And also, you know, if you want to live in a scrapbook store like I do, feel free to join my team. You know, you get paid, you pay $49 for the year, and you actually get over $50 worth of products that you can purchase. If you're interested in becoming an advisor, there's never any minimum due. You buy as little or as much as you want. You make it a business for yourself, or you can make it grow so that it'll support your family, truly. So if you love making memories and documenting them, and you love helping other people do that, get in touch with me. I will put my link on there and some information about becoming an advisor. Thanks again for your time, and happy scrapbooking, everyone.